A ride worth revisiting. Some creations in Planet Coaster aren't just builds. They're stories, they're memories, their redemption. Today we're taking a ride back in time to revisit one of my most meaningful creations, The Adventures of a Poor Lonely Cowboy. This coaster may not have flashy effects or advanced tricks, but it holds something even more powerful: heart. It started with a song and became something so much more. The song that started it all. Back in 2020, as I was hollowing out the Western map for Thunder Nation's Exploration Coaster Contest, I had some ideas, but nothing was sticking. Then, while listening to my Western playlist of songs, the theme from the Magnificent Seven came on. And just like that, the direction for this coaster hit me like a desert breeze. I could see the open roads, the canyon trails, the ghost town, but most of all, I thought of my grandpa. The Poor Lonely Cowboy. My grandpa once wrote a collection of stories called The Adventures of a Poor Lonely Cowboy about his childhood, buying a horse for $1, and eventually meeting my grandma and starting their family. The cover of his story showed a picture of him as a 7-year-old little boy on that $1 horse. And when I looked at that image again, I realized this was my theme. The coaster would follow his cowboy adventures, riding through the iconic places of the American Southwest, places he might have dreamed of seeing. The Cowboy's Trail. The ride begins deep below the ghost town of Goldfield, Arizona, past the mining shafts and under the shadow of the Superstition Mountains. From there, the Lonely Cowboy's journey takes us across the Sonoran Desert. The Wave, the edge of the Grand Canyon, Havasu Falls, Arizona's ancient cliff dwellings, and the majestic Mesa Verde, Karchner Caverns, the roaring mud falls of Grand Falls, Lake Powell, and even petroglyphs carved into caves. And if you're lucky, you might just find the Lost Dutchman's gold somewhere in those mountains. Whether my grandpa saw these places or not, I like to think of him riding along with us, exploring the West on his trusty little horse. Details from the trail. Guests spawn from the inside of a tent in a campsite, up on top of a high plateau that overlooks down on the recreated town of Goldfield. The custom stairway you walk down from the cliff, built to hide the path and feel like a real descent into the West. Along the way, I added old-school Burma shave-style signs. Just a little Arizona humor to make you smile as you head down the mine shaft. Though I do want to apologize for the flickering or Z-fighting you'll see in the mine and in some of the buildings. It's one of those things that still bugs me a little, but I hope the rest of the experience makes up for it. The TMTK model of my grandpa on his horse, that was beautifully made by Aunt Angela Neer. Thank you so much for bringing him to life, Angela Neer, and I'll drop links to his Patreon in the description, as his artwork is really impressive. The lantern-style lamps in the town were inspired by real lights from Wickenburg, Arizona. And after the contest ended, I added Rohana's amazing Arizona Dream River Rapids ride to complete the park experience. I wanted the whole area to feel like a tribute, not just to my grandpa, but to the land, the stories, and the creative community that helped me get here. From Setback to Redemption. Before this coaster, I had entered the Channel 5 Dueling Coasters contest with my Avatar The Last Airbender dueling coasters. And honestly, they didn't do so well. and I was very discouraged. But instead of giving up, I decided to grow. Creators like Boogle, Esby, and TommyT shared their knowledge. Tommy even made a short tutorial series showing exactly how he built exploration coasters. With their help, I rebuilt my process from the ground up. It took me 3 weeks just to hollow out the terrain and build a smooth coaster layout. There were moments I didn't think I'd finish, but the community kept me going. And this coaster, it became my redemption story. Have you ever had a moment where a setback turned into something unexpectedly wonderful? If so, share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. A legend lives on. This coaster became more than a contest entry. It became a way for me to honor my grandpa's spirit, tell a story close to my heart, and celebrate this amazing community. There are Easter eggs throughout the park. A shout out to the Magnificent 7 exploration coaster creators that were inspirations to me. Nods to fellow creators and some of their creations, and details hidden in the town of Goldfield itself. Want to explore more of those secrets? I'll be revealing them in an upcoming video called Hidden Smiles and Easter Eggs. If you want to see how the original coaster looked with a Magnificent 7 theme song, click here to check out the original POV. For more Planet Coaster nostalgia, my full Throwback Thursday playlist is right here. And in my 100th video special, I count down 15 of my favorite moments from this channel. Can you guess where this coaster placed? Go find out. Hey, if you've stuck around this long, thank you. I'd love to know who's still with me. So here's a little secret between us. Drop the word Goldfield in the comments. Let's see who the real cowboys and cowgirls are. Before we wrap things up, it's time for a little extra sparkle from the Planet Coaster 2 community. Welcome to this episode's Smiling Sweet Picks. This time, we're highlighting a charming build that caught my eye, the Sarsaparilla Emporium by Parlor Tricks 76. Don't let the name fool you. It's not your typical Western shop. In fact, it's hard to pin down the exact theme, and honestly, that's part of the charm. Set atop a stone foundation, this emporium features a beautifully crafted wooden structure with tons of cozy character. A grand staircase leads you up to a welcoming patio with colorful umbrellas and seating, perfect for guests to relax and take in the park. Inside, it's fully functional with 4 shops: Hats Fantastic, Looney Balloons, Guest Services, and Splash Emporium, all tucked into the design with care. My favorite detail? The upper balcony, with even more covered tables and seating. It's a space that feels like a real social hub in your park. And once nighttime hits, the warm torchlight gives the whole exterior a beautiful soft glow. Add in the little evergreen planters, and it just feels so thoughtfully done. If you'd like to add the Sarsaparilla Emporium to your own park, the share code is 7V0LSV3PV. Thanks for joining me, and as always, every pick is sweeter when it's from Smiling Sweet Picks. The ride home. This ride might not be the flashiest. It has flickers in a queue and ghost town buildings. But what it does have is a story. The adventures of a poor lonely cowboy helped me grow as a creator, reconnect with my family history, and become proud of something I built from the heart. If you're here watching, riding along with me, thank you. Truly, you make this journey even more special. Stick around for just one last moment. I've got a closing shot that brings everything full circle. Thank you so much for joining me on today's Throwback Thursday ride. This coaster will always be a part of my creative journey, and I'm so grateful I got to share it with you. If you enjoyed this story, give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. There's more coaster magic and community love coming your way. Check out some of the videos or playlists on the screen. And until next time, peace, love, and blessed be. Bye, y'all! For every cowboy, there's always another trail to ride.